Okay, we're on.
Good evening. I'm calling back into open meeting on September 15th at 8:45. Good. So to continue on with our agenda, I'm going to make a motion for the Cafeteria Workers to approve the memorandum of agreement between the Douglas School Committee and the Teamster Union Local 170 Douglas Cafeteria Workers for July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2024, as presented and approved by the Cafeteria Workers and Teamsters Local 170 on Tuesday, September 14th, 2021.
So moved.
Looking for a second?
Second.
Motion made by me, so moved by Lisa, second by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Mulder, are you out there?
Yes, aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you. On to the next one is the custodians. So I move to approve the memorandum of agreement between the Douglas School Committee and the Teamsters Local Union 170 Douglas Custodians on July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2024, as presented and approved by the custodians and Teamsters Local 170 on Tuesday, September 14th, 2021.
So moved.
Moved by Lisa, second by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Okay. Okay, now we're on to the date on school choice.
Sure. So as I mentioned earlier in my presentation, the recommendation is going to be, again, typically we haven't closed school choice. We've kept it open throughout the year. But given the uptick in enrollment and again, wanting to make sure that we maintain appropriate spacing and adequate class sizes, I'm going to recommend that we close school choice on October 1 for grades K through 8 and on November 1 for grades 9 through 12. There is not an agenda item summary for that. So the close date was K-8, October 1, and November 1 for 9 through 12.
I assume that families that are homeschooling can return
Families who
anytime.
for homeschool can return anytime they want, correct?
Okay. What if they were choice in and then they opted to homeschool? Can they return anytime? Or they have to,
If
or they
they're-
start by the lot?
If you choice in and you homeschool, I'm going to venture to guess that when you school choice in, you're a student in the Douglas Public Schools.
Until otherwise.
Until otherwise.
Yeah.
So if you homeschool, I can get more information on that.
Yeah, it doesn't really,
okay.
I'm just,
But I follow the bouncing ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. And the concern is spacing, right?
We just want to make sure that, again, some of our if you go to the middle school classrooms, they're all at about 23, 24, 25,
Yeah.
and those classrooms are small.
Yeah.
We don't want to add 4 or 5 choice kids in, and then from now until the end of the year, have 6 or 7 kids move in, and then we're busting at the seams.
Okay.
It's one thing in a non-COVID year.
Yeah.
When we're looking to make sure we maintain some spacing in there, I just want to make sure we're safe.
Yep.
So we looking for a motion?
I am, please.
I'll make a motion to close school choice for the 2021-2022 school year for grades kindergarten through 8th on October 1st, 2021, and 9 through 12 on November 1st, 2021.
Second.
Motion made by Lisa, seconded by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is the Good Friday as a holiday.
Yes, I will present this. So Good Friday is typically not a school day for students, teachers, paraprofessionals, and ABAs, and cafeteria workers. However, the district remains open has remained open for custodians, secretaries, technology staff, central office and business office staff, food service director, facilities manager, and administrators. And Good Friday currently is not a paid holiday for these people. So that we are proposing to add Good Friday for the following staff, the ones I just enumerated, but we'll enumerate them again when I get to the vote language, beginning this year. And one of the things that I do want to say is this holiday, if this is approved, this holiday will not apply if students, will only apply if students are not in attendance. In other words, if we have to change our calendar for any reason, and we need to use that as a school day, this would not apply. And I've incorporated that in the vote language. Does anyone have any questions? This is already budgeted, by the way, because we budget for 261 days.
So, I gather that you wouldn't foresee this affecting operations much without people being in that day?
No, obviously, as is the case on a Saturday, a Sunday, a Christmas vacation, April vacation, if something catastrophic happens, we're in. So we would be there to address it.
Would we need to adjust all of the contracts, like your contract, to have an additional paid holiday, or just passing this?
I believe they all state right now, I can't remember whether, well, we don't need to change them all because we have this language. We do have the language from your vote. If you so approved, I should say, this, we would have to use the meeting minutes.
Okay.
And then as contracts come up, we would incorporate that in there.
Okay.
So I'll be looking for a motion. Someone has any more questions?
And I can actually read the motion because I just had a change there. So move to approve the addition of Good Friday as a paid holiday for the following year-round staff: custodians, secretaries, technology staff, central office and business office staff, or I just said bookkeeper, I didn't incorporate that, yeah. Food service director, facilities manager, and administrators. This holiday will only apply if students are not in attendance.
So moved?
Second.
So moved by Lisa, second by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Thank you. Moving on to the vertical team stipends and positions.
All right, so we've had vertical teams in various machinations over the years. I think this year in particular, they're critically important. So typically when we've had them, they've run during the school day, which is something I'm really trying to get away from this year, pulling teachers out of classrooms to spend time when we want them in classrooms with kids. So we're really trying to minimize that. So we worked with the leadership team to try to create a structure of how we can get teachers together on a regular basis to look at what's going on inside classrooms and to have first, second, third, fourth, and fifth grade teachers all talk to each other. So we're proposing the creation of vertical teams. We're looking to do this after school so that it's not impacting the school day. So if you look at some of the structure here, we would have an ELA pre-K to 5 team. That team would include a chair, which is done by one of the members of the leadership team, a chair, which is a teacher, 5 regular education teachers, and 1 special education teacher. So 1 teacher per grade level. We'd be looking at doing 1 for ELA and math for grades 6 through 12, and then doing a science vertical team pre-K to 12, and then 1 social studies vertical team pre-K through 12. These people would meet once a month for an hour and a half to talk about a wide range of topics, anything from addressing learning gaps to how they're scaffolding, to how they're scaffolding instruction, to how they're addressing reading loss with students, to looking at data, to talk about common language, to talk about best instructional practices. So then they can go back and, as you heard the principals say, in their common planning time, in their team time, say, okay, we met with 3rd grade teachers and 5th grade teachers, so 5th grade teachers met with kindergarten teachers, and here's the conversation of what happened last year, what didn't happen last year, and have that vertical alignment. We're fortunate enough this year to have ESSER 3 money that we're able to use to fund this. Cindy submitted the grant, so as you can see, we're looking for a stipend of $600 for the chair and $500 for the teachers. This would meet 10 months from now until May, for a total of about $1,700. This is all pending the approval of the ESSER grant. We submitted it, I believe, today. Cindy sent it in. We should hear within 2 or 3 days whether or not we have this. So I think this is great for our staff. I think it's great for kids. And again, it gives staff the opportunity to have a formalized structure to meet once a month across all grade levels and across multiple buildings to be able to talk about kids, teaching and learning, and then how we can address issues going forward for the year.
How are you going to determine which teachers and chairs?
So I talked to Mr. Rand about this, so the DTA is in approval of this. So once this is approved, or if it's approved, then if we get the funding through ESSER 3, we would post the positions, like we do for all stipended positions. So we would open it up to one first grade teacher, one second grade teacher, one third grade teacher. We would post for it.
Okay.
If multiple people in the first grade apply, then Cindy would interview the 2 people who apply, just like we would interview if 3 people put in to be the soccer coach or 2 people put in to be the robotics advisor. We would sit down and interview.
Okay.
Any other questions? You looking for a motion?
I move to approve the creation of vertical team positions, 6 chairs and 28 teachers, and the annual stipends for the 21-22 school year to be $600 for each chair and $500 for each teacher. Total cost of $17,600 to be paid from the ESSER 3 grant. This program will not begin until the ESSER 3 grant has been approved.
Second.
Motion made by Lisa, second by Becky. All those in favor? Aye.
Oh, boy.
Time to go home, y'all.
That's all right in the dark. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
I know, that's
Yeah, I
great.
know. Courtney, it's over to you.
Okay, so this is the first time I've ever had to do this. As you know, at the last meeting, we brought to you, the year end and that kind. So what ended up happening was right before because Jean and I and Ellen all reviewed everything, and right before she was getting things ready for DOR, we realized that the first payroll for summer pays wasn't encumbered, so we had to encumber it. So that's a domino effect of having to, so the first thing is having to reclassify the dollar amount of $170,184.96 from general fund back to school choice. And then the second one is doing the transfers just to clean up the general fund budget. And then I had to do a revised departmental funds report, so the only change is, of course, general fund is coming right back down to zero, the operating budget, because we just make it come down to zero. But there is a change to school choice of that amount. So actually, that cash balance is lower by that amount than the report before, because we had to encumber the funds. So it's moving, I know it's weird, the whole thing of moving things back and forth because of our year-end process of bringing the general fund down to zero, so, which we're happy about doing. And also I provided, after Jean posted the transfers, this is the new general fund report, coming down to zero, but everything cleaned up. So basically, that's what happened. That never happened before, but it's been quite a year, so Jean and I were happy that it was found before it went out.
Is this,
So,
is that anyone?
that was a good thing.
Thank you, John.
Oh, okay, thanks. But does anybody have any questions? Because it's a little bit unusual, but that's basically all it was. It was actually the first payroll that wasn't encumbered. So you didn't realize it until you get to the last one. Because typically we encumber all of the summer pays, and the last one is paid like just, I don't know, a week and a half ago, so that's when it, came to be known. Somewhere on there, yeah, right after your last meeting. Does anyone have any questions? So these are the latest as far as so this is the final revised departmental fund report and the final on the school choice figure that I gave you and the general fund report. So now we are all set. Oh, and actually, you know what? Now that I forgot. We would have to vote that wasn't thinking. The reclassifications and the transfers, just like we always do.
Are we looking for a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the FY 2021 year-end adjustment reclassification, school committee meeting September 15th, 2021.
Second?
Motion made by Lisa, second by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you.
We'll be looking for a motion for the other one.
Teachers.
I make a motion to approve the FY 2021 additional year-end budget transfers, school committee meeting September 15th, 2021.
Second?
Motion made by Lisa, second by Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just waiting for Julie to come on.
Sorry, aye.
All right?
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Any topics not anticipated?
We've covered everything for tonight.
Okay, I'm just gonna give a shout out to Miss Beth Bergstrom, who's in the audience through that long, she waited through executive session. She's like a master at DPAC and, you know, it really takes the community in all parts, so we appreciate your work and you being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
So just friendly reminder, October 6th is our next school committee meeting, and I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn at 9:00 PM.
Second?
Motion made by Becky, second